Hey guys, um, it's been a little while, and it feels like it has, but probably hasn't for everybody else. Um, I just really felt like it was important for me to teach today. I don't know why. It's probably partly because I'm bored. But something I've been learning for years and years and years is who I am, and I've talked about it a little bit, and uh, going to continue to talk about it because it's one of the things that scriptures keep reminding me of, because that's where I'm at in my life right now. And there's the old phrase, "You can't teach what you're not learning." So if I get repetitive, turn me off. I don't care if it's useful to you, and if it's useful for building you up, then that's I hope God's using it. So I'm going to dig in here, and we're going to get into the scriptures. It's going to be a real short little passage today. It's not going to be a whole story, but we go into John chapter 16. If you want to open your Bibles, and that's where I've been reading a lot of and sticking in and staying in. But um, it's a gospel, but I keep coming back to it. To be honest, I stick in the Gospels a lot, which I think is smart because you want to make sure you're grounding yourself around who Jesus is, because that's who the Father is. Everything Jesus said came from the Father. Everything the Father spoke is what Jesus said. You want to look at who the Father is, look at Jesus. And you want to see love, look at Jesus. So we'll dig into John chapter 16, starting verse 26. And it goes like this: "The day is coming when you will make a request in my name, but I will not represent you before the Father." It's a little weird. We hear later when Paul's writing his letters that we have a high priest who's on our side. We hear many times, maybe I'm misremembering it, but I want to say there's almost a verse where Jesus is compared to like a lawyer. He's arguing our case before the Father. But Jesus is saying, "The day is coming when you will make a request in my name, but I will not represent you before the Father. You will be heard directly by the Father. The Father loves you because you love me and know that I come from the Father. I came from the Father into the cosmos, but I will soon return to the Father." It just kind of baffles me that the Father looks at us and sees us as his children. I don't know how to interpret that. I still don't know how to deal with that. I know it to be true at this point. I'm wrestling with it more and more and delving more into what that means even more every day. But I am a son of the King. When I read in that scripture that I don't have to go between anyone, there's no one that is a mediator for me. The Father has welcomed me in to his home, into his heart, and I am a son. When I make a request of him, I don't go to anyone else. I don't pray to angels. I don't ask a holy man to go get this for me. I don't offer up anything because I have nothing to offer. I simply go to my Father and ask. And I go back and I think of the verses where Jesus says, "Which of you, if your child asks for a bread, will give him a snake? How much more, if you who are evil can do such things, how much more will your Heavenly Father do?" And it just baffles me because that's what I think a father should do. And that's what I think a father always does. Our Father always does. It's one of those funny things where a lot of times we ask for things that we don't know what we really want. Whether we ask for financial security, or we ask for separation, I don't even know. We ask for freedom from an illness or from a situation. We so often say we want that. And it's easy to think that way because, well, the human brain is wired that way. We see the immediate in front of us, whether it's food, drink, or shelter. We crave and absolutely need those things. Well, the funny thing is that I've learned is that when you start taking those things away from yourself, just to be with the Father, it's really weird because you start getting more. One of the most spiritual times of my life was when I was fasting for 3 days, and I wasn't even really sure what I was doing, but I remember I had just broken up with a girl at the time, and I want to say this was right after I became a Christian. But I remember going down the weekend. No. It was later. This was the second time we broke up because this was the same girl who I'd broken up with, gotten destroyed, and asked Jesus to save my life, and that's when I became a Christian. And then we several months later started going out again, and we just broke up, and it was like more casual terms, but it killed me. And I remember just saying the only thing I need to know how to do is just to go before God. And so, for whatever reason, I fasted for 3 days. And on the way down there and all the way back, I was just thinking, I'm starving. But more than that, I honestly kind of stopped thinking about it after the first day. Because I just wanted to be nearer to God. I just wanted to hear Him more. I just wanted to sit and be with Him. And it's so easy to get distracted by all these other things. And even when you try and fast, it's so easy to get distracted and say, well, you know what, I got these other things to do. I guess I can't do it today. And so we just let ourselves get off course. And I guess the whole point and the reason I'm connecting this back to the original one is that when I read this verse, that the Father loves you because you love me and know that I come from the Father, then my Daddy loves me, that I don't have to go to anyone else to be with Him. When I think of that, I think of sacrifices like giving up food for a day. What's that matter? I get to be with my Daddy. When I think of sacrifices like dealing with a hardship, what's that matter? I get to be with my Dad. And it's going to sound really weird, but I'm really starting to learn more to enjoy the moments where I get woken up, because they remind me that I get to go to my Daddy. And what I mean by that is that the moments where I get freaked out and scared because I don't know what to do, because I'm an adult now. I don't really know when that happened. I don't know when I all of a sudden became responsible and in charge of things and in charge of people and responsible for their lives. But I now have that. At some point in the future, I'm going to be a father, and that's going to freak the crap out of me, because I don't know what I'm doing. But it's those moments where I'm terrified out of my mind because I have no idea how to handle the situation. I have no idea how to really deal with it, that I go to my Father and just say, help, please. And I get reminded that as much as I want to say I'm responsible and I'm an adult and I'm in charge, I'm not. He is. My Father in heaven is the one who's in charge. And it's in those moments where I get to go sit in His lap and just say, Daddy, I'm scared. And He takes all the nightmares and all the fears and says, I'm in charge. It's okay. I get reminded of things like, do not worry. Your Father in heaven feeds the birds and clothes the flowers. How much more will He take care of you? I get reminded of Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans to prosper you, not to harm you. I get to go before that Daddy. And so I ask you a question. When do you go before your Daddy? When do you go before your Father? Because if it's just when you're scared, you're missing it. Now, I know this is something I'm working on too. I'm not telling you this as someone who's doing it well, who's going in front of the Father every single day and just sitting with Him. But if you really want to actually be able to have that relationship, when you do have the crises, you got to be able to build it and nurture it while you're not in the crises. When the waters are calm, you've got to be able to go and sit with the Father. Jesus was on a boat with His disciples. He's out like a light. He is sleeping, passed out, just probably a little exhausted because he'd been teaching all day. And And his disciples are freaking out because the entire boat around them is just going crazy and losing its mind. The storm is just out of control, and they are dead certain they're all about to die. They don't know what's going to happen. And they were sitting there going, wait a second, how is he asleep in all of this? Because there's water coming overboard, there's wind blowing every which way, there's probably lightning everywhere, and he's asleep. With all the noise, the screaming they're probably doing, it's amazing that he can be asleep. So they go over and try to wake him because they're like, we need help, we need you to do something. You've like turned water into wine, you turn the whole sea into wine or something, or turn it to ice just so we can walk and get out of here. And they wake him up. And he tells the winds and the waves to be quiet. Without even a care. And he's like, hey, you have little faith. And that doesn't come because he just is Jesus and he's God, he can do everything. He is. But you also have to understand that Jesus was a human. It's not just he was a human, he had a body. He was also a man. And he was showing us exactly how to connect with the Father. The reason he was able to do miracles like that, raise a man from the dead, calm the storms, do anything, is because he spent time with his daddy. He sat in his Father's lap. He sat and prayed and wrestled and meditated on his Father's word. We are very, very, very easy to distract, to pull away. But we don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to go to anyone else. We don't have to go and look on the television. We don't have to go and call someone up. We have the right to go to our Father because he's given us that right. And so please, my challenge is with you this week. Take time to spend with your Father. If you're in that crisis, and in a lot of ways we are, my wife and I are in that kind of crisis right now, well, I challenge you to go to him because he'll be there. But if you're not, if you're in calm waters, if your boat is very calm, you're just swinging across the water, having a good old time, and it's a sunny day out, well, please go to the Father. Because he needs to be able to celebrate those moments with you and enjoy those moments with you. And it's so easy to just think of that as, oh, well, I've got to do my quiet time. And it feels like a chore. Satan just gets at us that way. He makes it feel like we're losing something if we go to him, but it's so untrue. It's so untrue. I didn't want to give this sermon tonight because I was distracted, because I wanted to play games, because I wanted to waste my time. But the Father has so much better plans for us. And if you go to him, if you spend time with him, if you get after him and do the things that he calls you to do, you will be so much better off for it. I can only speak these things if you're willing to hear. Jesus kept saying over and over again, to he who has ears, let him hear. And it's because we let ourselves get stopped up. We let ourselves. So I challenge you, look in your ears, question whether you're really trying to hear what God's telling you. And if you're not, then don't bother going to sit with him. Or if you are, if you don't want to hear what he's saying, don't bother to go sit with him. But if you want what he's offering, if you want his heart, if you want him, you go sit with him this week. Don't make it 10 minutes. Don't make it a certain time. Make it an effort to set time aside to be with your Father. And leave it up to him. May you be blessed this week. May your Father in heaven just pour out his love over you. May he give you a very real sense of intimacy and a very real sense of nearness. Father, I pray for these people that are listening. I pray that your will will be done in their lives. May your heart draw near to them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.